So if you want to see this look right here that I did, please keep watching. Thank you. Hi everyone. So today I'm going to be doing like a smoky eye neutral brown, like really just kind of using two colors, probably, hopefully, not too sure. I was really inspired by this picture. Oh my goodness, that Kim Kardashian had. Like, I loved the simplicity of it. Like, it was a smoky eye but nude lip, really soft contour. I really just liked that look, so I want to try and recreate that today. So yeah, we're just gonna jump right into it. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for joining me today. Okay, so I have been recently loving this. I like completely forgot about this foundation, and then I was like going through my foundation drawer and I found this and I was like, oh my god, I used to love this. I haven't used it since February, and it is the Dior Forever foundation. Now I have like 3 different colors that I like mixed together. So one of them doesn't even have a number on it. Yeah, like 40040 is like way too dark for me. So I have been mixing 21, and then this one does not have a shade on. I'm assuming it's somewhere in the 30 range. I'm not sure because it has just completely gone off of it. I've already moisturized my skin. I don't really feel like you need a primer with this, honestly, because it is so like pore blurring, mattifying, soft focus effecting. But yeah, so I'm just gonna take, we'll start with like a pump of each foundation, and if we need more, we will add more. And I just add it on the back of my hand. You can see it's not too runny of a foundation, so it does kind of just stay in place. And I am just gonna mix and place that on. I'm gonna make sure that that matches pretty well. I've got my mirror right here. Yeah. Like, when I wore this, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe like I stopped wearing this. Like, I just like to try different foundations and try different things, so that like kind of takes me away from foundations that I really love. But so, oh, my washing machine is going crazy. So I'm just gonna take the Morphe sponge that I have and tap this into my skin. Now, a trick that I've been realizing too, if you notice, I go over my brows with foundation. I really think that that helps fill in your brows. If they're not using so much brow pencil, I also feel like it makes the brow pencil glide over your brows a lot easier, and it just kind of like fills it in like a little bit. And like if you have anything peeking through your brow from your brow product, it'll match the rest of your face, so it's not like super pale under there. Then we're gonna go in with trusty Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is the shade Light Neutral. And of course, we're going to conceal our under eye bags with that. And also a trick I've learned recently too is usually I would take my concealer like all the way under my eye, like I would do a sweep under, down, and like there. But recently I've been hearing like you shouldn't put too much concealer under your eyes, because then that tends to increase the likelihood of your concealer creasing. If you put it too close to your eyes where you have like those more fine wrinkles, it'll tend to settle in more. So usually, like for us ladies and gentlemen, your darkness is really like right here. I should have shown before, but it's usually like right there where your blood kind of pools the most. So I've been trying to really concentrate my concealer there, and then just blend it out and take any excess and put it on the rest of my face. So again, I'm just going to take my sponge. Okay, setting powder. So I've recently been going back and forth between this Becca Hydra Mist Satin Refresh Powder. I really do like this for under eye setting powder. Now I've noticed this has oxidized just a little bit. Like it has this peachy tint. Yeah, you can see it. That's the like peachy tint to it. so I feel like it oxidizes it a little bit more. But I have been going back to my, I don't know where the lid went. Oh, I used the lid as like a little mix thing. I could just dump my powder off in the lid. But this is the TooFaced Born This Way powder. This is so beautiful and it's great for all over the face versus the Becca. I really have just been liking underneath the eye. And definitely with the Becca, do not use the brush. That will definitely smudge your makeup and kind of show brush marks. You have to use a sponge with that. Like that's the only way I've found that powder to work. But other than that, I really do like it. So with the, I'm going to use the Born This Way powder and using I got this in my Ipsy bag a while back, the Luxie 522 tapered highlighter brush. I am just going to set my under eye concealer. And I use like windshield wiper motions and little swirlies. Now I don't feel like I need a lot of powder with this foundation either. My skin has been a little bit drier recently and this is a mattifying foundation. Now it's not super matte, but it definitely is matte on my skin, so I really don't feel like I need a lot of powder, but I like to just put on just a very soft layer to make everything else blend a lot more evenly. So now that that's on, I'm going to take my Kat Von D Shade and Light. It is used and abused. I am going to take that and just add a little bit more brightness underneath my eye. And I'm going to use, this brush came in the Laura Lisa, is the Y11. It's a little bit more tapered. So I like that for brightening up underneath my eyes. So I'm going to mix the lightest shade and the yellow shade. So these two right here, just go back and forth between them. And just brighten up my eye just a little bit. Now that that's done, I have been loving this Becca bronzer. Now this is just like the travel size. I got it in this Sephora Sun-Kissed Glow favorites kit. So you get to try a bunch of little highlighters and bronzers, which is great. Like, I hate buying travel size items because they're smaller, and I am a girl that likes a bang for her buck. Like, I like to get the best deal for my money, even if I'm spending more money, which makes no sense because then I'm spending more money. But like, I want to make sure I'm getting like the best deal, you know. But I like travel size because I'll never go through a full size product because there's so much newness coming out every day, week, month, year, whatever. And I'm like, oh my god, I want to try that. And then I never end up using like what I've been using. So, oh my gosh, my nose itches. So I love the Sephora favorites kit because it's a good deal and you get to try a lot of stuff. So I have been loving this bronzer. Oh my gosh, where is my brush? Oh. This brush is amazing, by the way. It is the Morphe R14. It came in the Laura Lee Favorites brush set from Morphe. This has been my go-to bronzer brush. Like, every time I use it, my bronzer just looks amazing, flawless, like effortless. Like, it's so easy. And this bronzer is like the perfect color for me. Like, it's not too dark, but it looks like I just got a tan, but it's like I'm not really wearing any bronzer. Like, I don't know, it's like the perfect color. It just worked out so well. And I feel like I can literally go heavy-handed with this and it doesn't look heavy-handed, you know? Like, it's just one of those bronzers. It's got like a slight luminosity to it, but not really. Like, I think it's a baked bronzer. I'm really not sure, but yeah, like, I don't know, like, it just looks so effortless. And just make sure everything is nice and blended. Like, and like I said, I feel like I seriously can't go overboard with this bronzer. And this brush, like, the two of these together, c'est magnifique. Like, so good. Now, in that picture that I'm, like, trying to do, but, like, you know, my own version, like, a little spin-off on it, I don't see a lot of highlight, but we're gonna put some highlight. You gotta put some highlight. So, I'm gonna be going in with the Nars. Goodness, what's this palette called? The struggle of opening palettes is so real. The Bord de Plage Nars palette. Come with 6 different highlighters. These are beautiful. My face looks wet when I put these on. Where's my highlighter brush? Like, I'm just always losing things. So I'm gonna go into the Morphe R36. This is like a tapered highlighter brush, perfect for applying that highlight to your cheeky bones. And it's small, so you can get a nice, precise, exact highlight. So I'm gonna go in with this one right here. Do they tell you the names on top? Oh, it's one of those palettes where it's this, but then you gotta flip it like this, and it's actually this way when you're looking at it. So, Crick, I'm assuming I'm gonna use Crick. I think that's what it's called. So I'm gonna go in with that, put a little bit on my cheeks, and I just run this like under my brow, over my brow, just so it looks like as natural as possible. The illumination, like, look how pretty that is. Oh my god, I just seriously love it. Using the Anastasia Dip Brow in soft brown. Alright, so brows are on. It's a little bit darker than I usually do it. But we're just gonna roll with it. We're just gonna go with it. I feel like I look angry, like, just with these brows. Like, they look fake. They look, I feel like a meme, like a Wii character or something. I don't know. Anywho, okay. So let's jump into the eye look. So I'm going to be using the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. And I seriously love the brushes that the palettes come with. I don't know, this is like the best crease brush, good packing color. Like, I think they do a really good job with the brushes that they include in their palettes. So I'm gonna be going in with, here for a sec, we're just gonna, any powder that was left over on that brush, I'm just, from setting our under eye or brightening our under eye, I'm just gonna put on top, just to make sure that the concealer, everything is set so there's no harsh blend or anything like that. But I'm gonna dip into burnt orange in this palette. It is this color right here. So I'm gonna use that, and just starting from the lower lash line, I'm gonna keep it intense there and then just kind of blend it out going upwards. Does that make sense? You get me, you get me. Okay, so sorry, I'm gonna like try and use this palette, but still, because it's hard. Okay, let's, so putting it there. Just gonna go in a little bit more. Looks good to me. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just going to put it in the center first, keeping it close to the lower lash line, and then just blend upwards. Like, this is super easy. Hopefully we're gonna have a really pretty, sexy, smoldery look, you know? Now I've got a lot of darkness like right in here, so I try not to bring a lot of like darker colors in there to keep it as light and bright as we can, you know? Okay, so taking the other end of this brush, I'm gonna use the same color and just kind of smudge that on my lower lash line. Hold on, I got an eye boogie. Oh, and a lash. Get to make a wish. I love making eyelash wishes. But I can't tell you because then it won't come true. Can't tell you what I wished for. I'm doing this is because we're going to go in the black, obviously, to make it more of a smoky, smoldery eye. We want to make sure that that black blends really easily, so by putting that color down first, it's going to ensure that it does just that for us. Alright, so I'm going to go in with Noir, that black color in the palette. And this is just a smudge brush from Sephora. It was in like a holiday collection. And I'm going to start on my lower lash line. And literally on my lash line, apply it. And literally just stick as close to your lash line as possible. And just start to really like smudge it out. We want to literally get that like right up in our lashes. There's no harsh blend, so I'm going to go back and forth with that same Anastasia brush that we used to apply burnt orange. And just make sure there's no harsh lines. So we're getting smoky. Okay, so now we're going to go in with, why isn't it focusing? There. With the Inglot Gel Liner in black. And I'm just using a Sephora brow brush to use the angled side. And we're going to get right in tight with the upper lash line and the lower lash line so it can be super, super, super black. And then we're going to set it with more black eyeshadow. Okay, so actually I switched to the Laura Lee eye brush set, and I'm using the Morphe 2501 brush. It's just a little bit smaller. It's not angled because I was having a hard time applying the liner. I don't think that brush was like dense enough or something. So I'm just gonna use that brush and do the same thing on the lower lash line. So it is like super intense, just right on the lash line. See the difference? And then I'm going to go back in with that smudge brush and add even more black eyeshadow on top of that to really intensify it. I like to use this Urban Decay Vice brush. It came in the limited palette. So I'm going to use the Tempera from the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. Okay, this kind of like works. Like you can do your eyeshadow and... No. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to highlight my brow bone with Tempera. And then I'm also going to put that in my inner corners. Alright, and then we forgot to do blush. So blush is like my favorite thing ever. So I'm going to add a little blush where... it's right here. So with the Morphe E4, it's like an angled blush brush. This came in the kit, otherwise I really wouldn't use that. I feel like you can literally get this type of brush anywhere, even the dollar store. Like I don't think there's anything really special about this particular brush. I'm gonna go in with Idol and Concept. This is one of the Tarte holiday blush palettes, so I'm just gonna mix these, this one and this one. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of that right to the apples of my cheeks, just a little bit. Put a little bit here. Yeah, it's like you literally can't see anything going on, but it's there. It's there. Alright. Okay. So then mascara. I am going to go in with my trusty... my Better Than Sex mascara. Now I have a new full-sized one, but this stuff goes so fast when you open it, so I've been trying to go through all my travel size, like little sample sizes you get in like all those kits and whatnot, so trying to just go through this before I crack into that bad boy. So I'm just gonna layer this stuff on. Seriously amazing. Like there is no better mascara for volume. Like do you freaking see that? Like where are my lashes here? Like, that was one coat. Like, are you kidding me? Come on. Like, come on. Okay, I feel like I have a little gap there, so I'm going to take a little bit more liner and just kind of fill that in. I'm going to take Urban Decay Liar. This was like Kylie's a freaking favorite, whatchamacallit, lip liner. I need to sharpen it first though, so I'll just do that real quick. I'm obsessed with this. Highlight. Shit! Oh my god. I forgot to do setting spray and I really wanted to use the Tatcha one. Okay, well, you really shouldn't. Don't listen to me on this part. I'm going to put the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Setting Spray over my face. I'm going to try not to get my eyes because if you get it on your mascara, it will sloppy all over your face. So just be careful with this stuff, trying to do it before your mascara. I totally forgot. Cuckoo Emily. Okay. But I just love this stuff. Like your face just looks so stinking pretty. Oh my god. And it smells good and it's good for you. Like, it's a win-win. I love it. I just love their stuff. Anywho, okay, back to lips. So I'm gonna line my lips with Liar. So what I like to do to make your lips look a little bit fuller, like bigger than they actually are, I like to line my bottom lip first. That is my bigger lip. I have a smaller upper lip, and then I smush it together. So it just kind of creates a stencil for you to follow. Like, it kind of overlines your upper lip so you can kind of follow that line, if that makes sense. I never line my Cupid's bow because I just feel like that looks way too like overdrawn, fake lip. Like, no. So I just like to smush it together because it really just blends it into your lips a little bit more for a little bit more of a natural look, even though it's not like we're overdrawing our lips to make them look bigger, but as natural as we can get by making it, you know. You know. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with Pure Hollywood from Anastasia, and like, it's just such a pretty. Let me talk while I'm doing my lipstick. And over, and there you have it. Now, of course, this is a matte lip, so you can always go in with a little bit of lip gloss, but I want to keep this like an all-around matte look. I seriously love how the eyes like turn out. I think they really make, the eyeliner really makes my eyes pop, and it's so simple, but like it's perfect for going out on the town, but like still kind of work appropriate. Like, you could tone this down a little bit. Like, probably gonna go grocery shopping after this, after I'm done filming, but you know, it's okay. Like, I really loved how this turned out. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I hope to see you next time. And please subscribe, please, if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Bye.